Hello, hello, and welcome to Benney Babbles, the podcast. We're back. We've been off for some time. As you can tell, unprepared as usual. Just throw ourselves in, and what a night we got for you tonight. Our first ever guest on Benney Babble was added way back, nearly 2 years ago now, and we got him back. And here he is. Hang on, where is he? Hey!
Shemite, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I got my bottle of water.
Same here, mate. No alcohol anymore, just fucking straight water. Gone are the days of getting shit-faced every night and coming home and, you know.
Oh, I can't do it once a month without.
No, same here. You know, at the age of 20, you can go out 5-6 days a week on the piss, no hangovers. One night on the piss now, fucked. 3 days off. Absolutely dead.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm blowing out of my ass all morning. I don't know what's happening. Like, it's fucking terrible.
So, how's things been keeping with you?
Good, not too bad. Lockdown was a bit shit. Well, no, not shit. The first 6 months was great. You know, furloughed myself. Watched the consecutive minder issues for probably 2 months constantly. Only fools and horses, every grease in circles. Took a dog for a walk and a nap. Fucking loved life. Gets a bit boring, and after about 3 or 4 months, there's only so much you can watch. And I started watching.
Sorry. Only fools and horses. We're in the Nag's Head now. Look in the background.
You're fucking your current. Yeah, it got a bit boring then, and you know we've been off for what is this? It's got to be nearly 2 years now. So then going back into it just feels like you've never been away.
Yeah, I bet that first gig was amazing.
No, it was fucking the most stressful, hardest thing of my life.
No way.
You've been off for I'm used to sitting down and napping in the afternoon. None of this fucking, looking after bands and making sure the buses come in on time and making sure shit the stage is right. I'm an old man now. I like to nap in the afternoon. 10 o'clock, I'm fucked.
That's showing your age now. That was me. That was just testing if we were actually broadcasting out on somewhere else. Yeah, no. Honestly, I thought it would have been like, oh, this is heaven. But then I suppose it's like starting afresh, isn't it? It's you've lost your momentum.
Yeah, you do. You get a bit stagnant. You do, and you don't get used to the promoter's life. Is it's a couple of days a month. That's all it is, really. But those couple of days a month is like 24 hours a day. It's like 50% booking, 50% running a show, and the running of the show bit is time consuming and tiring. Especially 52 now, mate. Fuck, come on, give me a break. It's 30 odd years of doing this. It's absolutely killing me.
Well, I got to say, you're not looking your age.
Look, I just ferment my fucking beard for you on purpose for today. That's what I mean.
I guess. Well, you haven't really. Leave it go grey, man.
Look at it. This morning. Yeah. I looked this morning. I thought, fuck me, I look about 75. Going to fucking answers I go just for men. And last week I went to the Turkish barbers on the road, and they give me this fucked up haircut. And people are telling me, like Lauren, people like last night say, "What the fuck's up in your head?" You're trying to look trendy. I'm trying to look about 25 this morning. Off it goes. It's fucking class. But do they charge £12 for an haircut now?
I went the other day, to have my beard. I thought, right, go on, let's spoil myself.
Yeah.
And it cost me 10 quid to have my beard trimmed. And he said to me, "Do you want me to do your hair?" And I went, "How much?" And he went, £10. And I went, No. I said, "Do my beard, trim my beard for me." I said, "But I think I can manage. I can manage doing that myself."
Gone are the days I was 20 and I used to go to Dye Slant in Clydach, and I used £2 a fucking cut. We had one dodgy leg, and you used to cut your hair like that. So you used to come out like a comb over. No matter what you wanted, you used to go in give me a fucking Joe Elliott, John Bon Jovi haircut, and you used to come out looking like fucking something for the Monkeys.
Joe the Lionel Blake cut.
Yeah,
He hasn't got it like you. He would if he comes here. Yeah.
it was absolute shit. Yeah, no, I mean it's good to be back doing shows. You know, it's still very, very confusing. It's not just me doing shows at the moment. It's myself and like Tina does the shows with me. So it's two of us, not just me.
Yeah.
I can't. Well, she said I couldn't do it on my own. I could. She'd probably listen and slagging me on. But she's like my conscience. You know, with me, I'll jump into anything. I'll book shows, bang, bang, day in, day out, constantly booking fucking shows.
Yeah,
But she's on my shoulder, like, be careful. You've got 3 shows booked on the same night. I'm like, what the fuck have I? You know, are we meant to be in Newport, Swansea, and Cardiff on the same night? I'm like,
yeah, I know, yeah. I know what you like.
and the first time for years, she does all the rider shopping. The first time for years, I went rider shopping last night. And it's the most traumatic, fucking stressful thing I've ever done in my life. You know, one, I can't fucking push a trolley. I'm shit at it. I go that way, the trolley goes that way, right? Especially when it's full of beer, water, and whatever ridiculous thing the bands want. But she was going around, everything goes in. And back in the day when I used to do rider shopping, it was chaos, mate. I just used to fucking... I never had anything the bands wanted. I just bought shit.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because every rider that I ever had of you was amazing. I never used to have any riders of anyone else, and the riders I had of you. It's like I felt like a king.
You remember you had a rider in the big day out thing we did, which ended up being about fucking 80 hot dogs. They were like fucking lined up everywhere, and then we give Paul James the compare. Remember Paul with his rider of like 8 bottles of red wine. Didn't expect him to drink it within fucking an half an hour. Remember if you were on and he was in the middle of the stage, like, come on, you fuckers. And then he collapsed and fell asleep, broke his arm, and fucking fell asleep on the main electrical cable into the venue. I had a call in the morning from the tech saying, Al, you better get up here. I said, why? He said, this big guy's fucking lying on top of the cables. I can't get him off. So what do you look like? He explained then, no shoes, trousers halfway down, took a photo. It was like, oh, fuck, that's Paul. That's where we went. We thought he got home.
Oh, God.
Following day, remember it? The pink cast all the way down his arm.
Yeah.
That's about me. It's all about that. You've got to do it, like.
And well, yeah, it's the boys were always just like, oh my God, who we got a gig with? Aled. Yes.
I tell you what, thinking about it, what we haven't done together, I don't think anybody else. Right, we've done live music, and we've done acoustic. We've done stand up. We've done what's the SOC thing?
It was pilot, a TV pilot. Yeah, TV pilot.
You were Elvis Presley, and I was Bryn
the chef.
Bryn the chef, yeah, who's stinking, full of beer and fucking dirt and everywhere. We've done that. We've done a short TV shows. Remember? You were sister, I was thinking, what we haven't done is unbelievable. We've done
Christmas videos.
Britain's Got Talent. Remember that? Walking through fucking the middle of Swansea Quadrant with you, dressed as Elvis, and people think, I thought it was your fucking minder. I was like, I'm 5'5", like, what's the fucking chance of that? Maybe had some really, really good times. Like, and, you know, they've all been good. And
they have. There's never been a dull moment.
I was laughing last week. A memory came up on social media. It was me and the Duke, and you and the boys singing a cappella Minder theme to me. Remember that? Just as I walked in, I was like, you've got to play sometime in your life. Walked in, I fucking loved it. Absolute quality.
Oh God, yeah, I remember that one. Was that that wasn't the Mark Thomas one, was it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, the Mark Thomas show. Yeah,
that's right. That was the Mark Thomas gig. That
was a Neath Comedy Festival, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he was supposed to be headlining, but he refused to go on after us. He said, I won before them.
Yeah, but he wrecked the place, remember? It was amazing. Like, everybody's bouncing. It was a comedy night. It ended up being like a mosh pit. Have we done photo shoots in there, remember? You giving birth on the pool table?
On the pool table.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
And Tony's
that's a
Love House.
brilliant photo, that is.
That's amazing, mate. That's about 7 or 8 years ago now.
I was looking back at him not so long ago, and just thinking of the things that we've got up to, and yeah, that I think that had come up on Facebook, that picture, and it was just like, oh, I miss it. I do miss it.
I remember us now, Aberdare doing the Christmas song. Remember doing the video for the Christmas song?
In the
It was like
recording studio, yeah.
He done the original version in the studio, didn't he? That was nice. They did the other version in Aberdare Town Centre.
Oh, in Aberdare Town Centre,
yeah.
That's right, yeah.
And you had to run around the fucking monument and disappear. But all these people kept on, who's that? Like, what's that? Yeah. Oh, it's great memories, mate. It's fucking brilliant. Like, you should drag him out to the grave. He should come back out.
I did drag him out a couple of weeks ago. He done an acoustic. He did an acoustic show. He did with his ukulele. It is on Facebook, I think. In Jack's, he was. In Jack's. It was a Sunday afternoon. It was to raise money for the radio station. And they'd asked me to do it. And originally, they asked me to do it. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I thought, I got some of my backing tracks. I'll just use them. It'll be fine. Evening thing, like, it'd be great. And then Chris messaged me and said, change of date. He said it's the week after now. He said, and so don't forget now, starts at 3:00. And I'm like, 3:00? I said, what, in the afternoon? I said, why? He goes, well, it's a family show, isn't it? I said,
fucking hell, you and a family show.
Chris, I said, I can't. I said, you know my songs. I said, you're in my band. I said, I can't sing my songs to families. And he went, oh, you have though? I said, yeah, I have, and they all walk out. I said, if you want everyone to walk out, I said, I'll do it.
That reminds me of when we did a charity show for Skewen Methodist Church, right, in Skewen Rugby Club. It was yourself and Paul James. And I mean, you started going to this fucked up fucking like pornographic Elvis Presley display. And the vicar in the back looked at me. I was just like, oh, fuck. Paul James came up to this stand-up. First joke about going into fucking Travelodge, and there's no toilet paper there to have a wank. So Gideon's Bible. I remember that. And people didn't speak to me for months.
That girl walked off stage, you mean?
I know. You do magic there, weren't you? And mate, they wanted to kill me around here for at least 2 months. I used to walk to the street and she'd go like, "There's that prick again." and then we done a single launch for you in Swansea, and I hired in two industrial snow machines, and there was so much fucking snow they couldn't see you, and they couldn't fucking play. Fucking Adam's guitar was clogging up everything. You couldn't see a piano. Oh, mate, it's fucking brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Remember that? The only thing you see was a day-glow Elvis behind you, and like fucking everything else was white.
I think I've still got that poster.
I got a bit. Yeah. I remember the big posters, didn't I?
Yeah, I got them. You somewhere.
I took the videos in the house, in here, like mad, like. But it's a bit more serious these days, like, it's.
But it has been, and that's why I've started this back up again, is to get me, I know Elvis. I'm trying to work on something with him and his ukulele singing songs. I've tried it once now at this charity gig, and it kind of works. So it'd be more of a stand-up routine to begin with, and then if it starts working, we can grow with it. But
imagine how Elvis ukulele with a drum and bass back into it. Fucking think about now. Think in advance, right?
Drum and bass. Ooh,
drum and bass, Elvis ukulele. Is that? Do people realise that you're the only man who's ever been banned from the Elvis Porthcawl Elvis Festival? Does everybody know that? Didn't Elvis Presley's cousin have a hit out on you or something? Because he disrespected his brother, his cousin's soul.
Yes, somebody threatened to come and shoot me. Yeah, which was brilliant for me, because it give me loads of publicity. Yeah, that sent me out to the Czech Republic. That did. That was.
I was up at Tina about last September for the Elvis Festival to have a look. And we saw about 3 or 4 Elvises. one was a standard, Elvis is actually, it was Brian from like Doncaster, but there was one which was like a Filipino Elvis guy who lived in Portugal, who drove in the car from Portugal to Porthcawl to play 20 minutes, and he was absolutely shit. I know, I mean, fucking terrible.
Well, they banned me. They said I was being disrespectful. Well, first of all, I only went as mad as I did because everything they were like, oh, moaning. I went, well, yeah, okay, well, if you moan about that, well, I'll do this as well then. I'll do this as well.
Try to be controversial, it's like when you play outside in a festival in Struggle Nice, and like, Elvis, they didn't read the fucking signs right. All these hundreds of fucking Elvis fans are turning up. I was like, oh, this is not going to end up good. Like, we're going to end up lynched. And we almost did.
It was, well, it's, people see the name Elvis on there, and that's all they see.
I know.
They don't read anything else. And it's, as we know, people have tried to book us in the past, and you say, you do realise they don't do any Elvis songs, like, and they're, well, what do you mean? Yeah, no, it'll be fine. Fine, okay then.
What was your tagline? Elvis Presley, the only
bald, well-speaking, non-Elvis song singing Elvis tribute in the world. Yeah,
but it was great. It worked so well. I fucking loved every minute of it. Absolutely creased with it. The thing is, you had phenomenal musicians around you.
Oh, unbelievable! Honestly,
I mean, Chris and Adam, they're fact, mate. You had the best musicians ever.
No, I did. Every single person that played that has played in the band, and there's been a lot of turnover over the years, but they've all been. I couldn't have done it without them, because
apart from Dawes doing a fucking old gig of Suspenders and Knickers, remember? It was not just like, oh, that's fucking wrong. That's wrong.
No, see, again, that was my fault.
Well, they were yours, are they?
No, I said to him, I want you to be as outrageous as possible.
Outrageous.
And I didn't expect him to turn up in Suspenders.
There were fucking ginger pubes everywhere. I was like, oh, what's this shit, man? You can't go on like that.
That was the Duke, was it?
Yeah, so you could have shaved, like, fucking hell, man.
Duke, yeah, that was the Duke. That was brilliant. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, we used to have a laugh. Because the most of it, because I never used to tell the boys what I was going to do. They knew the songs. They knew the songs I was going to do, but they didn't actually know, what I was going to do in between. So it was just as much trying to... I
can't remember his name. What's the solicitor? What's his name? The bassist?
Paul.
Oh, it's solicitor, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Solicitor by day, insane fucking manic bassist by night.
One of the greatest bassists ever, like he is.
And Adam, again, he was an absolute phenomenal guitarist.
Honestly, again, having...
Attractive vibration, brilliant, they were.
Having such amazing musicians on board. We'll have to have a reunion and get everyone in and have a big...
It's like Chris with his theatre background, his piano skill. Oh, man, Chris is one of the most ultra talented musicians I've met.
And again, the last run out that we did, if it hadn't been for Chris, I don't think it would have gone forward, because he was the driving force behind. Come on, let's give it another go, like. And and I'm glad we did, because writing our own stuff then was
but. It was great. The songwriting was amazing. It was really strong. You wouldn't expect it. You expect it to be really shit Elvis / Slade type of thing. But wasn't there one song about your dog? Was it a dog dying or something? Or what was it?
Oh, yeah, Man's Best Friend.
Yeah, they were deep as fuck, some of those songs, weren't they?
Yeah.
And some of them weren't as deep, like cross-dressing and cross-dressing. It wasn't really that deep. It was more like, I listening and thinking, this is never ever going to be on any playlist in the entire fucking world. We tried our best, don't we? We tried our best with everything.
We did. Fantasy. Fantasy was the...
That was a naughty song. That was rude.
That is very rude. That was very rude, and it was.
I think you sang that in the charity fucking church thing as well. I believe you
I
did.
did.
And that's
Yeah.
when,
It was
that's when
squirty
they
clean.
tap, and that's when they tap on the shoulder, and the vicar said to him, "Alec, do you think this is really acceptable for a church?" I said, "I didn't fucking know him." Oh, sorry. I know. I'm just like, and then at least like it ended up with who played it? Was it Stereophonics tribute or
Yes. Yeah. It was. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
least that like sort of like took the shine. Yeah, I know. I'm sitting there thinking, "Holy fuck, what's going on here, man?" It's just like,
Well,
and the
I
thing is, you're
wondered when
clever. You never used to tell me what was going to happen. I used to go to
no.
shows thinking, "All right, what's going to happen tonight then? Is this going to be like PG, you, or is it going to be like fucking Triple X?" And it was everything from you to Triple X within 35 minutes. But even though
Well,
it was,
it was always. I always. Well, the thing was, I couldn't tell anyone what I was going to do because half the time I didn't have a clue myself. I had a rough idea. I had a plan, and then it was like play off the audience then, I just like shock.
I used to love it. Adam used to be so straight to the Adam, and he used to ask him to do things like sing and like be more like. And he used to watch his face. He was like, remember he used to sing, and he was just like, remember he filming him on that video.
Oh yeah,
And
the video.
He
Yeah.
just like I look at his face. He was genuine. He's looking at himself, thinking, I can't fucking do this.
What
Have
am
you
I
done it?
doing here? Oh,
Man,
no, honestly, everything that we asked him to do, he did. And I commend him for that because how in the world I convinced him in the first. Well, I didn't have to convince him. I was advertising, looking for a guitarist, and I met Adam because I was having guitar lessons. I tried to learn myself.
Yeah,
wasn't very good at it, and then I thought, right, I need a guitarist for the band, and Adam said, "Oh, I'll do it," and I was like, "But you're a proper you don't want to come in with us."
he's a renowned, phenomenal guitarist.
Or like it's like having Jimi Hendrix in the Grumbleweeds, like you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like Steve Vai joining the fucking Wurzels, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Is it right though?
But he loved it.
He's back on the patio with me in January. He's supporting Diamond Head in his new band.
Oh, King Kraken.
King Kraken, that's right. Yeah, he's
King Kraken.
Very heavy metal at the moment. So
they seem to be doing well for themselves. Fair play.
Biggest feat I've ever seen in my life, though. I could live in his fucking daps. They're fucking enormous, aren't they?
Well, he is 8'7", though, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. He was next to me. I see some photos, man. We done some photos with you lot, and it's like we fan back like that to actually get you all in.
Well, I think there is one photo, and I think it was taken in the Duke, where everyone else around, and there's only from there down of him you can see because and there's the one photo, and I love that photo because it's just like
I remember the photographer in Britain Ferry. I walked in the backstage area, and you were all standing there, and this photographer was on the ground on an angle like that. I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" The other guy, just can't get them all in. He said, "One is fucking 4'2", and the other one's fucking like 10'9". How am I meant to work it?"
That's right. It was Paul. Paul was playing then, wasn't he? And then you had Adam. Then oh god, yeah. Oh dear me.
So sorry.
No, go on.
How have you coped with lockdown?
Oh, up and down, up and down, ins and outs. It's to begin with, it was a bit sort of if I'd had hair, I would have pulled it out because I was used to doing things.
Didn't you enjoy it at all? Did you enjoy it?
The first couple of months I did, because it was just like, oh yeah, this is quite nice. I can have a lie in if I want to. I don't have to, go anywhere, do anything. Have a potch, go for a walk, and I was like, oh yeah, this is nice. But then I got bored. I got bored really quickly. Like I live right on the country park, which usually it's lovely. But the thing was, there were so many people up there going for their walks. It was just like, oh. So in the end, that's why I started doing this.
the first week of lockdown, or the second day of, remember the big lockdown when poof, the world closed. Second
Yeah.
day, I took a dog for a walk across the M4.
No
It was,
way.
it was like something like A Day After Tomorrow movie. I was just on the M4 thinking, it's not a fucking car here. There's nothing here. 7 o'clock at night, not a car.
That's
It
mad,
was it
don't
was
it?
it was surreal. But like back in those days, remember we used to walk towards somebody and they used to scuttle the other side of the road. They used to walk past you like
Yeah.
that. But, nowadays it's back to normal. I know it's getting worse again now, but at the moment it's a lot of confusion as well. At the moment, that I don't think anybody understands it. The rules behind it. And
Yeah.
as a business, I can't comment on like the government saying I've got to carry on as business.
Yeah.
Whatever they say to me, I've got to continue with it. But what I'm finding is we get a lot of people who don't agree with it. Naturally, they got fair enough. They don't agree with it.
Yeah.
But then
People
unfortunately,
have
then
their opinions.
they can't see that I can't let them into a show because I've got the government legislation. I've got to do it. It's like
Yeah.
COVID passport and LFT tests. With LFTs, waste of time.
Oh,
You
yeah.
do them in the house, you do them anywhere, and you do them yourself. It's like somebody buys a £200 ticket. I can guarantee they will not register that as positive.
No,
It's
they're
too
not.
negative,
No, they're not
you
going to.
know.
Yeah. They'd
Yeah,
have somebody else to do it for them.
but it is confusing because like, all the current thing is, as far as I can tell, with anything over 499 people, and if you're in like a standing event, you haven't got to have a COVID passport below there or any
Right.
LFTs. So obviously, COVID doesn't breed under 500 people, which is
Yeah.
at the point. It's the same as, remember, you used to have to go into a restaurant, mask on, sit down, mask off. I'm
Yes.
thinking, yeah, but fuck, hold on a second. COVID's like, no, we're not that low. We're okay.
Oh,
We're okay.
he's all right. He's sitting down. He's having his dinner. He's not going to get hurt for there. No,
Yeah,
as you said, there's a lot of confusion and a lot of sort of not. I wouldn't call it misinformation. Just people. They don't actually listen. They only pick up on things. They know
yeah.
what to do. They pick up on things, and it's like, oh right, and they're only picking up on certain things, and
What,
it's just
yeah.
confusing, really.
What you find out, I'd say about 80% of people are now taking the track and trace app off their phones.
Yeah.
Because it pings. It's like we're Rockstock. Me and my 17, we're in Planet Rockstock in Porthcawl last weekend, and like there's so many people have positive from there. It's like her phone pinged. Everybody's pinging everywhere, and panic is arising everywhere. Mine
Yep.
didn't because I've taken it off my phone, so I'll never fucking know. But I do regular LFTs, I do regular stuff just to check myself. But there is a massive confusion out there at the moment that I totally appreciate people's point of view when they don't want this, but I also think there's a lot of fucking keyboard warriors out there.
There are, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there are, and it's sort of like for me it should be I think it's a personal choice.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand the argument of but you haven't had it, but you're putting me in danger. It's like, well, no, you're not putting anyone. The only person really putting is themselves, because you can still catch it if you've had the jab, then you can still you can still share it.
Yeah,
and that is the mix up where the people are thinking, oh, I've had the jab, I'm safe. I'm not gonna get it, and I can do what I want.
They all think they're like fucking Highlander, immortal, and they suddenly go around like, oh, we're okay. But it's not. It's something we've got to live with.
Yeah,
it's going to be like the flu. In years to come, it's going to be like, COVID is the new flu. We have to live with it until something else comes in and tries to kill us.
Yeah.
I heard because when my mum died a couple of months ago, I spoke to the estate agent, as I say, and it's not a estate agent, it's undertaker, right? And he was telling me that he had this theory, which made a lot of sense to me. All deaths are suddenly COVID, don't they?
Yeah.
All these life insurance covers didn't cover COVID. So all these people have been paying thousands of pounds into these life insurance covers to cover their funerals, all the stuff like that. And he said, I've had to tell probably 300 people in like a month and a half, that unfortunately they got to pay up front because their funeral plan doesn't cover it, or their life insurance doesn't cover it. It's fucking terrible because he was convinced it was a way of the government generating funds and keeping the insurance monies from the big insurance companies. It makes sense in a way to me, but I think it's what a situation to be in. Can you imagine that paying in for say a family member paying in for 30 years, and then suddenly the fucking new disease comes along, and they haven't thought, all right, I'm going to ring the insurance company to make sure it's okay. You wouldn't. But then, if they go to the undertaker and he's going to say, unfortunately, you've got to pay us $8,000 for a funeral because you're just 10 grand you put in is gone.
Yeah, it's like we said, there's so much different channels you watch are telling you different things. They'll tell you one thing one day and then next day they tell you something else. I totally understand why people are confused. I really do. But I think people need to stop now and say, why am I confused?
Yeah.
Why am I confused?
Because they're watching fucking Dr. fucking Aramin fucking Jones from blasted wherever Tunisia, telling them, who's probably a doctorate in something like fucking art and design, telling them, oh, okay, let's have a think now. Let's tell these people COVID doesn't exist, this and that, and they're like, fucking really? Honest to God. And then their heads go, and they're like,
yeah. I could, when it's, who trusts the normal news these days anyway? I've untrusted them for years. And then when they are telling you things, so I understand where people go, well, I definitely don't believe them because they've been lying about Brexit, they lied about everything, so I'm not going to believe them. So then they go looking elsewhere then for their own answers. But instead of sort of looking in the broad sense, they grab hold of the first thing they see and they'll hold on to that, and that's their Bible. And that's just as dangerous then.
Because 2020 was one long COVID advert. The news, that's all it was. Oh my God, 24/7 everywhere. It's the same now as it was last year. I know we've got jabs and stuff, but it's not in the mainstream media as much.
No.
People don't. It doesn't go into their brains, and they're like, okay, it's
caused a lot of stress in the last year for lots and lots of people, and I think that's what they're going to trip up on the next few years is lots of the mental health issues it's caused.
Yeah.
Because, I think that there's going to be a big role, something on that, definitely, over the next few years.
People are going to start suing people and they're going to start claiming off this and left, and then once that comes in, oh, Jesus,
Yep. And I can see it starting already. It's,
if there's a blame, there's a claim. All these companies will be jumping on this stuff, and everybody, like people like myself, will be sued for doing shows. And we're finding at the moment that let's say if we sell 1,000 tickets for a show, we're always down about 20%. You got probably 200 of 1,000 won't come.
Yeah,
because obviously they got concerns, but it's difficult for us because. Do we refund them? During COVID, not a single band agent or anything have dropped their fees. They're not coming into us and saying, okay, we know you've got 20, 30% less hunters coming through. We'll drop a fee by 20. That doesn't happen. It's like a lot of the stuff I've done. I played a lot of bands in early 2019. And these shows now are in end of 2022. So these people have had my 10 grand for 3 years, generating funds in the bank. And because of the contracts, you don't get it back. So it's there until the show date. But the only time you ever get the funds back is when the show is cancelled. All these shows will always be rescheduled. They will never be cancelled. Because they know they could reschedule shows until 2025, 26, 27, and they've always got your money there.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Like we had probably once there's 80, 90, maybe grand in deposits, and then that's there. It's money that we could have put in the bank to generate money for ourselves.
Yeah,
but it's a tough shout, and at the moment everybody's trying to tour. you see now between, let's say, August to December this year, every band that hasn't toured for 2 years, because all bands are on 2-year tour rotations. Every band that hasn't, they're trying to get their 2 years into an 8-month gap.
Yeah.
So what's happening as
Yeah.
well, you see a lot of these tours are cancelling because one member gets COVID, two members COVID, so the whole tour's off. We had like Phil Campbell and the Bastards in the party last night, and they done it right. They had the whole tour was on a tour bubble, masks in
Right.
the pit. They were upstairs, no meet and greets. So they signed everything beforehand, and everything's out to the punters to buy. But they didn't meet any of the fans. They were in the bus. They were in the green room. They didn't meet anybody. They done it spot on, exactly the way. But you see a lot of bands out there just hugging, meeting fans, and they're on like 15, 20-day tours.
Yeah.
And that's all they're going to do after 1 or 2 days is catch COVID. That's 10 days of the tour gone.
That's true.
It's not just the bands, it's the venues.
Yeah.
The venues then lose their revenue coming in. Bigger bands, they bought all the beer and everything. Their staff are paid, everything's in there, and then they lose their revenue for the night. Some venues, like a friend of mine owns a Tivoli in Buckley. Some of his stuff, to prep his shows are probably 15, 16 grand.
Yeah.
So bands have pulled due to COVID, and he's losing. He's still going to pay that 16 grand with nobody coming through the door.
Ooh.
And we've also found that a lot of bands, poor sales, are blaming COVID as well. It's like, members not too well. It's shit. It's been
and
hard.
The thing is, I suppose because there are so many people trying to gig at the moment, venues, you can't go to every gig.
No, and it's like in Swansea at the moment. Last night luckily we had the biggest show in Swansea, but there's another 3 venues with live music on the same style of band. I know, and they were pulling 20 or 30 people at the door, and they needed 200 to even break even.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's dog eat dog at the moment. It's very, very difficult.
I was going to say, how do you think it's going to go now over the next, the next year?
No, I haven't frozen. I was winding you up. First one back, Lewis freezes. The next year, I'm focusing on a lot of like outdoor shows, castles and things like that, because it's outdoors, less hassle.
Yeah.
We're still doing the indoor shows, but we move into bigger venues, got better ventilation.
Yeah.
When we know what the situation is with, I hope to God he just brings this COVID passport. I just hope they say across the board you've got to have it, because at the moment it's confusing. If a venue's got a nightclub license, it has to have it, even though it's probably doing live music.
Yeah.
So they have to have it. Anything anything under 499, you're laughing. But do I, as a promoter, stop my tickets at 499 when I know I can sell 900?
Yeah.
And when the bands are the same price, it's a tough call. We've been doing it. We've been doing it this year, capping things and making sure everybody's safe, and getting all the COVID requirements in place. Which a lot of this stuff is totally waste of time, as you said. Like your passport. It's like, you kind of show a passport. Yeah, what does that mean? You got COVID now? You could have COVID going in there. Yeah,
you could have caught it between having your passport and then because there is. I've been told there's a few machines that you could have now. They scan you, or you have there's technology.
We got temperature gauges. We're into shows and things, so we can tell if somebody's oversitting the temperature and stuff. But then again, they might have a cold or a flu, or at the moment it's flu season.
It is flu. I had it last week.
Same here. Everybody's in blind fucking panic that they're dying.
Yeah, I had it last week, but I know that I had the flu though.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, man flu is worse than COVID. I know that.
Oh, well, exactly.
I know. But everybody suddenly thinks this. Oh my God, I got COVID. What am I going to do? And just do your tests and to see how do we cope before. This type of thing has been around before. It's never been locked down like it has.
No, no.
We've had pandemics in the last 30 years.
Yeah, it's just gone a bit mad, I think, and it's time. It is. I can see it settling down. But do you think there's any positives come out of it for you guys? Obviously there's a lot of negatives, obviously, because you can't get people in, as many people in. But what's the positives that have come out of it?
Oh, positives! Absolutely fuck all. Nothing. Not anything whatsoever positive from it.
That was the answer I was expecting.
Nothing. I'm not lying to you. There's nothing positive about the situation we're in now. Nothing at all. The government have absolutely fucked it up. It's turned into a soap opera. The whole thing is one big soap opera, which nobody knows how it's going to end.
It's turned into politics.
Yeah.
And instead of what it should be about is the health thing there, but now everything is like us against it, and it's just just sort it out. It can be sorted out. The technology's there. Everything is there to be done. Just do it.
Yeah. There's a massive double standard. I've been looking at these photos of Boris now with no mask, and he's meant to have a mask. Is he fucking born stupid? I'm thinking the paparazzi are everywhere. They're following him. Like last week, when you were in the hospital with no mask on, didn't he?
Yeah.
Fucking 2 days ago, he was on a train or somewhere with no mask on. Doesn't his advisor say, "Oh, Bob, come here a sec, boy. Just chuck this on your face in case somebody takes a photo of you." If we can see it, these guys get paid millions to look after it.
And people are going to look at him and go, "Well, if he's not wearing it, I'm not wearing it." And I totally understand it.
There's a thing going through the courts at the moment called acceptance by conduct. It's a legal phraseology. Acceptance by conduct means you're accepting your hierarchy's conduct. So they're trying to push it through at the moment. They're saying if they're doing this, why the fuck can't I do it?
Yeah.
If he's going on public transport with no mask on, and he's the prime minister of the country, hey, why can't I do it?
Yeah.
And they can't really throw you off because he just said, he's doing it. So why did he throw him off? Yeah.
And that's where they're going to get where there's blame, there's a claims.
Yeah, it's going to be everywhere.
Because people are going to say, "Oh, hang on a minute now. No, that he made the president for this. So you chucked me off there. So that's against my human rights. You've broken the law." And then it'll sue for it.
It's like at the moment, like your insurance company, my liability insurance company, they are making a fucking killing, right? My liability from 2019, let's say, was about 20 grand a year. Liability insurance cover everything. It's got 80, 90 grand now for the year. It's cast over the shows. But they give in and say, okay, it's £80,000 just in case somebody catches COVID and dies. But then everything was blamed on COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
And I never understood these. I never did the online for gigs and like streaming, and I was thinking about doing it. It's like all these stuff, like your social distancing shows. We're gonna try some of the party. We got a 1,070 capacity there, but when we had all the information back, we could put 62 people in out of 1,070. So and we had to mark the floors up. So there'd be like 60 people in this giant room. And
right.
Yeah.
I see things there. You got to put pretty squares on the floor. They got to stay.
And don't forget now, it's 2 meters front, 2 meters behind. So they're in this fucking giant box. Right. And they can't, in front of the giant box, there has to be walkways of 2 meters to get to the toilet. And there have to be walkways. So they're in a box, which is probably 4 meters by 4 meters.
Yeah.
And they can't leave that box. And think of it now, if the bands aren't changing the fees, they're going to be paying like fucking £400 a ticket for a show.
Yeah.
But they don't understand it. When I tried to explain it on another podcast I did, the guy couldn't understand why I wasn't charging £20 when let's say a band is £10,000.
Yeah.
So we charge 20 quid, all the costs in. We make money on it. We make 4 or 5 grand on a show. but he couldn't understand why I wasn't charging 20 quid for a ticket for 60 people. And I was trying to explain that it's like £1,200 against a £10,000 band. They just couldn't contemplate what I was saying. But I totally get how people think, because they don't know the situation we're in, don't understand the industry. But then when I try to explain it, they do.
That they've got to pay that money for a ticket to see a band. That's all. But
I'm not paying it.
So So you give me the answer exactly what I thought you'd give me.
Yeah,
it's absolutely, because that's the. I've asked this question to a few people, and everyone has said exactly the same thing. It's it's slanted toward the entertainment industry, especially the live pubs, clubs, even restaurants and things like that. They are being penalised for nonsensical reasons.
I know. There's a group called the Music Venue Trust who they're phenomenal, right? They look after the industry, and they work with the government and things. So there's initial talk that, because their liability insurance has gone up. There was talk that you had to buy insurance with your ticket. That was one of the things they were talking about. Let's say you buy a 20 quid ticket, and then you have to pay then 25 quid for insurance for the gig. So it goes up to £45.
In case somebody caught off you.
And then that £25 coverage gives you hospital access, and it's like America. It's ended up like the States. That was the talk initially about that. I don't know what's happened there. But mate, it's if we as an industry don't understand it, how the fuck will public understand it?
Yeah.
I know. People are asking me constantly, what's happening? I said, I don't know. Why don't you know? I said, because we don't know. There's some really knowledgeable people out there, and they're like, well, it could be this, it could be that. There's no guarantee, right? This is going to happen. What now? Drakeford's got another announcements in 2 weeks now, isn't it? 2 weeks Friday. So I think he's going to do COVID passports for the next 2 months. Take us over Christmas into the new year. And I don't think I think LFTs might be dropped because they're just a waste of time, and people understand that. But I think there will be that COVID passport. It's just. It's confusing to say the least.
It is, and a lot of people are just gonna stay in because
there was all talk. When it started back, there was all this talk like, oh my god, once the doors open again, you can have thousands of people running in. They bought the tickets, but they never came.
Yeah,
they never came because they thought, oh, all right. There was a show in the party, the first after they said, right, you can do the shows. There was a show in there, and it was fucking chaos because people come out there after being locked up for 18 months, haven't had a drink. So you've got 1,000 people in there, absolutely shit-faced, like a fucking fighting left, right, and centre, because they haven't done it. They haven't done it for so long, and I appreciate it. They get out and do it, isn't it? But I don't know, mate. It'll get back to normal. No, there'll never be a normal. There will be a
new normal.
There will be a new normal, which in 20 years' time, if we're still around, we'll be laughing about it.
Yeah.
We'll be coughing. COVID there, like man COVID will be no man flu. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. No, I totally believe that. It's I watch a lot of I know what I'm like with my science. I love science. It's thing, and they said everyone within the next 5 years, everyone in the world will catch it, whether you like it or not. You're gonna catch it because it's a viral thing, and the chances are you'll be fantastic. You'll be fine. It'll just be like having the flu. But everyone, and that's the only way you're going to get it, is by everyone getting it. are building up their natural antibodies, and that's science. And it's like,
it's a herd immunity, isn't it? That kind of thing. Like
yeah.
But it's been, it's been such a panic stations with it. It's been a bit.
Because I know, I think it was in America. California have got a really high. It's really high out there at the moment. How many people got it? And even though they are one of the highest jabbed places. When you got, and then you got Florida, which is there's hardly anything there, and not many people have went for it, and it's just like.
Well, look at Melbourne. Melbourne has been locked down for probably, what's they say, 300 and something days. They've only opened up probably 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So they've been locked down, but now the COVID cases are rising. So they've been locked down for 300 days, and now suddenly it's getting in there again. You can't get out of it.
No, you're not going to get out of it. It's going to be. It's going to be there, and it's like, right. If you're going to get it, which you are going to at some point. I think I've already had it. I think I had it when it first came out.
Christmas before last, or whatever it was.
I was really ill.
Diet. But then, I took some paracetamol, slept it off.
Yeah, and I know a few people that were really ill at the time, and it was like, it was like having flu, but it was more intense.
Yeah,
and then, yeah, and that's it. It was that Christmas before, and then obviously afterwards, then it was just like. It just all went mad. But I'm convinced I had it back then. So it's.
But we didn't panic, did we? That's the thing.
No,
we didn't.
No.
And until we saw Boris send a letter out to every house in the world and reading it, thinking, "Fuck me, the world's come to an end. What's going to happen now?" I expected something like a fucking nuclear bomb to be dropped to wipe us all out. Cockroaches, everything left. It was something had to be done.
Yeah. Yeah,
I made some good friends during lockdown. People like Brian, the Amazon driver, my DFS driver. Amazon coming here 3 or 4 times a fucking day, mate. They were knocking the door like, "Oh, you prick! 6 parcels." Do you know the first week of lockdown, right? I bought a fucking electric drum kit. I thought, right, okay, I'm going to learn off for teaching my Van Halen in a year, right? It's upstairs in the box. I haven't even taken it out. I bought a carpet fucking washer thing. I got a wooden floor. I
need one of those.
Oh, you can have it. Come up, you can have it. But what you should do? Get pissed as fuck, right? At 3 o'clock in the morning, think, right, Amazon, let's have it. The random thing. I should put the word random into Amazon, and then I should buy everything. I had a box of Tampax delivered. Why? Couldn't remember why the fuck I bought it.
Oh, see, that's me. That's me with Wish. I've had to delete it. I've had to delete it off my phone again.
I can't wait 3 weeks for shit. I need it tomorrow.
Honestly,
you ever seen some of the Wish recommendations I get? It's like this giant fanny, a rubber one. I'm thinking, what the fuck am I doing?
What am I looking
at?
No, I get the same things. And the thing is, I'm looking through Facebook, and you suddenly and it's like, oh, she's on Facebook. Can anyone else see this?
And you can't get rid of it. Like, it's just constantly there. But no, that Wish is good. It was good, but I can't wait fucking 3 weeks. I mean, I can't wait half an hour for stuff.
Well, I like the fact it's like Lucky Dip, really. Yeah, it's cheap as hell. And some of the stuff I've had off there have been, okay, do you know what? Yeah, that's all right. That's better than I expected it to be. And some of the stuff I've had, watch this now. I love this. You know those silicone masks? You've seen them. They're advertising them.
They look amazing. They look the bollocks. I've seen some of the Freddy Krueger ones and stuff. They look amazing.
What? No, I ordered, right? I ordered one of these silicone masks of an old man.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I thought, right. And I knew when I was ordering it, okay, it's not going to look like that. Be with me.
It's cheap. That's weird. What the fuck?
Honestly. Now, the photograph was quite good. It was quite good. But when it came through the post,
what the fuck is that?
Exactly.
That's like a melted Pavarotti.
Yeah, honestly, it's like carpet. Carpet.
What's it meant to be?
It's supposed to be like an old man. Hang on a minute. Let's see if I can. One second. See if I can put it on.
Oh, it's got a giant dick. It's a sex toy. It's got a giant dick for a nose. What do you mean by it? I know you from old. Okay, now that's fucking wrong, mate. What the hell is that meant to be? Is that meant to be realistic?
Oh, God.
Is that meant to be realistic?
That's
Is that meant? Did they advertise that as realistic?
Yeah, the photograph that he was with. Oh, hang on, what's happened to you? I've disappeared.
You're still there, I can see you.
Yeah, I've opened something up for some reason.
Wish.
You've
opened up your Wish dildo recommendation page.
Oh, honestly, and well, when it came back, it did not look like the picture. Now, what I was expecting for 20 quid, I do not know, right? But they give me my money back. I sent them a nice, yeah. Oh God, honestly, they're really good at, if you complain, they'll give you your money back. I've sent for loads of stuff. What did I send for the other day? And this is what I had. This is what came back. It was a badge. It was a badge. I sent for a badge.
You sent for a badge from China.
Yeah, it was free.
Oh, they must have been landed with that order. Fuck me. 2-3 week delivery. The fucking thing probably cost £10 to deliver it, and the badge probably cost a penny. What's that?
It's a missing crack pipe they sent me.
Fuck, how do you get pulled in customs with that?
Honestly, I opened the envelope.
It's a crack pipe.
I was like, what the hell is that? So I looked it up then, and I was like, I haven't sent for that. It was a badge I'd sent for, but they sent me that. So again, I messaged and said, "Hey, you sent me."
You sent me a crack pipe. The crack came 2 weeks later, didn't it?
They gave me my money back, and they sent me 2 badges.
Did they?
Yeah.
That must have cost them like 20 quid.
I know.
Oh, they must be buying this stuff for like pennies, aren't they?
Oh God, yeah. Honestly, I've had some booties stuff off Wish, and I've had to delete it off my phone now because it's like it's too easy. I get bored. It's like, oh, let's have a look what's on here. Oh,
yeah, you do random stuff like I love Kiss the band, like, and I'm just looking for stuff like you can buy like everything for Kiss condoms, but it's stuff which like to a little Chinese man. He's an entrepreneur out there. He's just printing stuff in his shed and sending them out.
Yeah,
but some of the stuff are piss poor quality. I bought a Kiss T-shirt, right? I don't lie to you. Came back and. It just like pop my finger through it. It was absolute crap. Like, although I did on eBay, I got pissed one night during lockdown, and I saw 2 pairs of Nikes, lovely trainers, right, size 7. Still pissed you like that. I was bed. They came 3 weeks later. They were like fucking child's ones that size. So they're hanging. I know. What I mean, you do it, don't you? They do it.
Yeah, they do.
And I went through a serious issue of joining every fucking IPA club in the world. I was having deliveries from I was drinking. I went through a mad thing. I was obsessed by banana bread beer. Obsessed by it. I was drinking for breakfast, dinner, tea. Absolute filth. But I loved it. You know these cans of IPA, right? There's this. It's like strawberry jam with honey IPA. That's a great buy. That it's fucking £8 a can. You find them. There's stuff out there which is the average IPA can is like £6 to £8 of these IPA.
Yeah, and they're the small cans as well, aren't they? They're not the big cans. They're the stubby cans.
And I'm so fucking excited when they come here. My box opens up and I'm like, oh, I got a can of fucking Raspberry Aid IPA, and you're like, did you say fuck all like Raspberry Aid? Nothing at all. But they say now it's meant to be like your wine connoisseur. You're meant to get the aftertaste. I mean,
Oh,
I can't tell the difference between 3 for 10 or fucking £100 bottle of wine. I can't tell you. It all tastes like vinegar to me. I hate it.
it just gets you
But
shit-faced and makes you sick.
yeah, I know. But seriously, I should be at the front. And I fell over my fucking wall twice in a lockdown. I was sitting out there watching people go past with a dog, drinking. You know, the first lockdown, the weather was phenomenal.
It was.
Absolutely. But I was sat in the front of the dog, drinking all day, having a chat to the dog, you know. Me and the dog, and we fucking chatting for days. And I just, just get pissed. He fell over the wall. My neighbour had to pick me up, put me back in the house. And he came once, right? First lockdown, quality this was. I got pissed and I fell and I couldn't get back up. My neighbour's 84, right? So he came out of the house.
Your neighbour's 84.
Rubber fucking gloves, right? And a Tesco bag with a fucking hole in the head. And he's like, come on, Al, come on. Breathe the other way, boy. He broke in the door, locked the door, but the fucking key back through. He came out, he's like, what is this like?
I was hysterical.
Oh my God. And he genuinely had the Tesco bag with holes. His wife had poked holes in it. And the funny thing is, around there, she taped it up. But he didn't tape the fucking mouth up. He's 80 odd years old, right? He could be fucking dead.
Oh my God.
Absolutely insane. But I got lovely neighbours. Lovely neighbours. During that stage of my life, they put up with a lot. Because I was bored.
Yeah.
I was bored.
Well,
Then I went to went through the craft gin fucking era. I was buying bottles of gin. That's fucking lovely. I'll drink this. By 2 o'clock, when I open, trying to watch Minder, and it's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Sleeping there, waking up 10 o'clock.
Gin just sneaks up on you. That's the thing about gin. You don't realise it's like, and it's like, when you've had, hang on a minute, I can't walk. My legs are not working. Yeah, I'm
trying not to drink at all. I haven't stopped drinking, but I'm not teetotal, but I'm not drinking.
I went out. The last time I drank was Halloween. Yeah. I went to my daughter's thing, and that's the last time I've had a drink. It doesn't really bother me that much.
It didn't become a social thing. It became a necessity. It was just because you were so bored. And during the first lockdown, you're only allowed to exercise once in the morning, once in the evening. I should sneak out, piss to the dog, taking for a walk, right? Trying to hide behind cars and stuff in case somebody's following me with a camera. Like, he's out third time on the top now. Look at him. And I was just like, it was nuts, right? And as you do, you just believe the bullshit, don't you?
Yeah.
But,
and it's not so bad. That's hysterical. That is hysterical. Now, I've just noticed now, right? You've grown this. You've joined the club. You're looking very Triple H-y.
That's Just for Men medium brown. I did. Oh my God! I did fucking Just for Men black during lockdown, right? And I can see me, man. It was wrong. And you can't get rid of the bastard when you got to that.
No, that's it. Once it's on, that's it. Like
I lived in a face mask for like 2 weeks until it went off. I was like, no, it's face mask. It's great, like. But no, you get to an age, it's just like
I can't even get away with Just for Men because they don't do Just for Men blonde.
They do. They do Just for Men light brown.
I tried that.
But it's not Just for Men. It's Just for Men beard, it's called.
Yeah, I have tried the one, and I looked. Yeah, you could tell that I dyed my beard.
Can I ask you one thing? I've come on now to talk a serious conversation about fucking the music industry, and we suddenly onto fucking Just for Men, falling, getting pissed, and my neighbour coming out like fucking with his head fucking in a Tesco bag.
See, I'm like Parkinson. I lull you into false security, and then you just open up with me then and tell me all this.
You've done that for the last 10 years, like. But, some of the bands out there have done really well during lockdown. They've changed the way they work in, and it's like there's a lot of bands like Welsh bands like there's a band called Those Damn Crows. They do a thing called Crowcast. They're on like 89, 90 episodes. they've got like a listenership of like 6,000 a show. So they've created a brand, very, very clever. It's like Toby Jepson. There's other people too. Toby Jepson, the old Little Angel singer, he did lockdown guitar things, shows in his kitchen. And he was having 10, 12,000 people watching it and doing full out acoustic gigs. It's been really that side of it's been great. And discovered loads
outside of the box, and discovering people that you wouldn't have found otherwise because of doing stuff like that. I found quite a few new artists simply because they've been doing Facebook Lives.
On the first year, right? First year of lockdown. I've been obsessed by craft work. I can't get enough craft work apps, and I fucking hated them all my life. And now suddenly I love craft work.
No way.
That's all I've been listening to, craft work. I've been listening to a lot of electro stuff and stuff I don't normally listen to. And as you know, having a deep chat with Alexa every morning. Oh, good morning. He said, play me some craft work before I start drinking. Like that. I start
drinking.
I know. It's fucking nuts, man. And I mean, Alexa, have I got a problem? She's like, I don't understand that question. My head goes in. That means you have. Because if you can't answer me, I've got a massive problem. Hold on a sec. Alexa, hold on. Alexa, have I got a problem? Sorry, I don't have an answer for that. That means that you ask somebody normal, it's like, tell me, have I got an issue? They're like, no, you're right. It's exactly the same. Your head goes there, and you're thinking, fuck, what am I doing now?
Even Alexa thinks I've got a drink problem.
What was embarrassing? The recycling bin used to come, right? I used to try and put like fucking bits of like paper and stuff in between the cans. It doesn't make a noise. Honest to Christ, mate. I should walk up and down my street, right, taking the dog for a walk. I should look at people's bins. He's drank fucking 30 cans of Stella since yesterday. I know everybody's drinking patterns up and on the road. It's been that time. Been absolutely crazy, but yeah.
Oh dear me! So you should take a note of it then, and then
COVID.
Should take a note of all the drinking patterns now, and then Christmas time, then go down with the van with all the beers in the back. You make a fortune.
I would have hated to be a recycling person. I've been mad during the fucking lockdown. They must have fucking hated everybody. It's nuts. Like,
it is funny. It is funny, but it has been a mad year, and it's made us all. I think it's made us all sort of look at things in a different light and how to do things in a different light. Like you said, there's lots of bands now doing things online. Us doing this, things like that. Which I don't think if lockdown hadn't started, I wouldn't have started doing this because as far as I was aware, it was too complicated.
It's giving people now. Before they wouldn't do a different direction. Now they have to do it. They've got the choice. They have to do it. A lot of the bands are charging for online stuff. Great. They should do it. Generate some money, a lot of merchandise, and look at that now. See your T-shirt? What's that say? ZZ Top.
Oh yeah.
See, that's a band called Perla in Swansea. They've done all this merchandise, right? Of like instead of Slayer, it says skewing on it, and they all this band stuff, but they replaced it with Welsh names. All these Aberdare stuff and everywhere. It's really clever, and they're selling it. It's like hotcakes.
Well, I remember. Did you Abercrombie, Finch and Abercrombie?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There's you grab a convoy down the road, and I seen somebody had, and I can't remember what they had in thing, but it was Abercrombie instead of Abercrombie, and I thought first because it looked, and there wasn't until I started reading, I was like,
yeah.
Abercrombie? What? Finch and Abercrombie? That's brilliant. That's genius.
It's see if I got a view. Oh no, watch this now, right? This is quality. Oh, it's weird. Like, see this? Watch it. I know you might look backwards at you. I'm not sure if you can see it. Can you see it?
Napalm Neath.
Yeah. Instead of Napalm Death, but it's just clever how they've done this thing now, and it generates them loads of money, which is good. There's a clothing company called San Potablo in Talbot. They were just a little company doing random T-shirts. They are absolutely raking it in now. Lockdown's been really, really good for the online consumer and things.
It has, yeah.
And because that was the only way you could buy it, wasn't it? So you had to buy it from somewhere. Amazon, I am an issue with Amazon. If it wasn't for Amazon, I'd probably be fucking hanging. And I'd probably be a far richer man, unfortunately. But, I am going to problem with Amazon. It's supply and demand in my eyes. Because you couldn't get it somewhere else.
I get what you mean. And most of the people that are selling on Amazon, it's your online shops anyway.
Yeah, people think, Amazon's making millions. But then there are independent retailers in there.
Yeah.
Everything doesn't come from the big Amazon warehouse.
No, it doesn't. And first of all, I thought that's what it was until I discovered, no, there's lots of little independent things. Like when I first, when I published my book and things like that, I couldn't have done that without Amazon, because I wouldn't be able to publish it anywhere other way. Yeah, he takes his cut, I take my cut.
Yeah. Happy days,
Yeah.
But they should pay the taxes, mind, but we won't get into that,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I'm saving for my rocket in the back garden as well. Like, I'm going to the moon.
You probably generate enough for me book to take a couple of £1 million, haven't you?
Oh, at least. At least.
I thought you'd be up there like with Captain Spock or whoever went up a couple of weeks ago, or Captain Kirk, whoever else went up there, didn't he?
I was offered, but my vertigo was playing up. So I decided against it.
Oh, fair play to you, buddy. Fair play.
Well, we went over we've done over the hour that we said we were going to do, and I knew we would, because we
always do.
Both of us.
No, it's been nice, but it's nice catching up with you and everything, and
it has, and I keep saying I'm going to come down and see you.
I'll be able to touch you one day. I'm like, how are you doing, boy? We'll be able to.
It's real.
I know. You've been on a couple of times. Well, give me a bite, cup of tea, have a chat, and we'll create a brand with Elvis Presley.
Like a present for you.
Yeah, you'll fuck right off. Don't have fucking sex toy in my house. My dog. Have you seen the nose on it?
I know
that's a fucking dildo. That's a face for women who like small cocks. That's what that is.
Oh well, no good for me then, is it?
Oh mate, no, lovely catching up with you, buddy.
And you as well. No, I'm back on tomorrow night. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, come and listen to me and Carl. Carl is on tomorrow. He's doing really well with his TikTok. He's a bit of a TikTok star now as well. He is.
I can't do all that shit.
I tried it, and it was just like, but he's a bit of a star.
It's like Tina and Grace and Cousin. They do all these fucking dances and all this. I'm like, it's never again. I don't get it. Like, one, I can't dance. Two, I don't know how the fuck to do it. I used to be able to do the bar dance, the piss dance. That's my dance. Come on, you fuckers. That's a drunk dance, isn't it? The drunk for the bar. Come on. Let's be having it.
But yeah, I got no coordination.
When you're eyeballing everybody in the public, you're drunk like that. You look, you're eyeballing. I'm like, I got glasses these days, old man now, see?
Well, nothing wrong with that. I'm switching to, where are they? They're over there. Contact lenses. I'm going to try contact lenses. I've been trying for years, but to be honest, no, it's because of wearing a mask. I'm trying it because I wear a mask and my glasses steam up all the time, and it's going to be even worse in the winter now.
I was hoping Spectors will be open because I'd be a better to have a nose and the old glasses.
Oh, but, I've told him. He broke my heart the day he closed down. I told him, where am I supposed to get my glasses from now? Like, I'm stuck with one pair of glasses now.
He was like, what about prescriptions? Go across the road and come back. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely quality, like, fair play to him. Good boy.
Yeah, get your prescription, come in, and I'll make it for you.
Yeah, I know.
Right, we'll have it. I'm going to come and see you soon, and we'll have another catch-up doing this as well. And and I'll speak to you soon. And thanks for anyone that's tuned in. If you still, there's still one watching. We've had some we've had some hearts, so people have been watching, so that's cool. And if you just tuned in now and you want to go back to the beginning, you can, because this is recorded. You can find it on YouTube and on Facebook.
That's liable, though, man. I thought that was gone. It's liable, right? Instead, you bastard. Right, buddy. Lovely to speak to you. I'm going to watch mine now and drink some fucking creme de menthe or something.
Well, you enjoy yourself, and I'll see you soon. Have a good one.
Ta-ra, buddy. Ta-ra, mate. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra. Right, thanks for Aled for coming in, and thanks to you guys for tuning in as well. This has been Benney Babbles. Tomorrow night I am back at 9 p.m. with Carlos Manueli, one of Wales's top TikTok stars. How did that happen? We'll find out tomorrow. So until then, bye-bye for now, and have a pleasant evening, and let all your gods go with you. Good night.